It's race week, guys. The Italian Grand Prix is on this weekend, and as always, ahead of the Grand Prix, here are 5 drivers that I think you should be paying special attention to this weekend. 5 drivers with interesting stories, 5 drivers that need to perform this weekend around the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. So, let's dive in. And where are we going to start other than with the home hero himself, Andrea Kimi Antonelli? He, of course, made his debut in a Formula 1 weekend 12 months ago here in free practice 1-4 Mercedes AMG, and he then binned it into the gravel, unfortunately for him. It was a really embarrassing day for him, unfortunately, but I do believe he was announced officially as a Mercedes driver for 2025 shortly after that, so Toto Wolff clearly saw enough to impress him there. But in all seriousness, right now, Antonelli's not going through the best time in Formula 1. He's been on a bad run and kind of a chance to reset himself after the summer break. You know, it all went up in smoke, effectively, during the Dutch Grand Prix last weekend. He was on for points, potentially. He was ahead of his teammate George Russell, albeit with Russell with damage, making him slower, but he had a chance at points, made contact with Charles Leclerc. He finished the race, at least unlike Leclerc, but he had a whole raft of penalties. Not only did he get a penalty for that collision, but he also got one for speeding in the pit lane as well. More rookie errors from a rookie, a 19-year-old rookie now. It's just his birthday, of course, but still, you know, he needs a good result. He's not scored many points at all recently. Some mechanical failures, some driver failures. He needs a good race this weekend. He's won here before in Junior Formula, so hopefully this weekend will be a good one for Antonelli. Next up, let's talk about Franco Colapinto, another guy who desperately needs some points this weekend. Of course, Colapinto now is effectively at the point where he has some Formula 1 experience in these tracks that are coming up. He made his debut in Formula 1 here 12 months ago, driving for Williams, and he got a credible 12th place in that race. He also got 11th place. He just missed out on his first points of the season at the Dutch Grand Prix last weekend. With all that in mind, I think it's definitely possible that he could threaten the points this weekend, although I do expect the Alpine to struggle around this track. They don't quite have the same level of horsepower with that Renault power unit as the competition do, so it could be quite tough for him, but I think he'll at least be close to Gasly this time round, so I'm backing him to do well this weekend, and we'll see how the Argentine gets on. And we can't go through this without speaking about Lando Norris. Norris absolutely needed a good weekend this weekend, although of course the Dutch Grand Prix wasn't his fault. Mechanical failure. It happens, unfortunately, and it happened to him, unfortunately, too. There's a big gap between himself and Oscar Piastri in the championship now, and he needs a very good result to try and claw some of that back. He needs to get a win, realistically. McLaren could have won the Grand Prix here 12 months ago if they didn't mess up the strategy and Ferrari didn't do something that nobody saw coming. So it's absolutely possible. He has, in a sense, almost nothing to lose at this point. He's got to get a lot of wins. He's got to win about 5 or 6 of the remaining 9 rounds in the championship, really, to be able to challenge Piastri for that title, but we'll see what happens. Another driver who desperately needs a good result this weekend as well, Sir Lewis Hamilton. Spun out on his own Dutch Grand Prix. He's got a 5-place grid penalty as well. It's not going to be easy. Ferrari not looking that quick, really. This is going to be a tough one, I think. But his first Monza Formula 1 race as a Ferrari driver, his second home race as a Ferrari driver, effectively, at this point. How is he going to get on? Well, he's very good around here traditionally. 5-time winner of this event. Very good in the past for sure. Ferrari, though, like I said, not in good form right now. So I think it's going to take a big ask for him to get solid points this time around. But we'll have to see what happens. He definitely needs a good weekend, because if he embarrasses himself at the Italian Grand Prix, I fear for him. The press in Italy are usually ruthless, without a doubt, especially when it comes to their Ferrari drivers. And I'm going to highlight Carlos Sainz for Williams next. Now, I think he's another driver who really does need a good result this weekend, because, of course, Alex Albon got 5th place at the Dutch Grand Prix out of absolutely nowhere. Sainz, of course, made contact with Liam Lawson. Sainz got a penalty for that as well. He was to blame in the eyes of the stewards. For me, not really that clear cut. I'll be honest, I think that was a racing incident, if anything, personally. I don't think Sainz getting that penalty was very fair, to be honest with you. But yeah, 10 more points for his teammate. Williams, not out of the woods yet. They need some good points still to be able to get clear of the likes of Aston Martin, the likes of Racing Bulls behind them as well. So I think, you know, Carlos needs to get a good result around here. Usually he's pretty good at Monza. He got a 2nd place for McLaren here in 2020, I want to say. There have been some good results for him over the years here, so it's certainly possible that he will do well. And the Williams car, I think, think will really suit this track. It didn't suit Zandvoort that well, and they still got points. I think this will really suit this track, and they will get some very solid points in the hands of both Albon and also Sainz too. But yeah, those are the 5 drivers I'm looking out for. Who's getting the win? Let me know in the comments below as always, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. As always, guys, if you agree with my picks, let me know. If you don't, let me know as well. See you soon. Have a great time this weekend.